What happens if student loan wage garnishment starts or gets delayed again in 2026? For millions of borrowers, student loan debt has been a constant source of stress for more than a decade. After the pandemic era pauses and multiple policy changes, 2026 is shaping up to be a decisive year, especially for borrowers whose federal student loans are in default. The possibility of wage garnishment restarting has raised serious concerns, while repeated delays have also created confusion and uncertainty. Whether garnishment begins as planned or is postponed again, the outcome will have real financial consequences for borrowers across the country. Understanding student loan wage garnishment. Student loan wage garnishment is a powerful collection tool used by the federal government. When a borrower fails to make payments on federal student loans for approximately 270 days, the loan typically enters default. Once in default, the government is legally allowed to collect the debt by taking money directly from the borrower's paycheck. Unlike most other types of debt, federal student loan wage garnishment does not require a court order. This means the government can instruct an employer to withhold part of a borrower's wages without going through a judge. Up to 15% of a borrower's disposable income, what remains after taxes and required deductions, can be garnished. While federal law does provide a minimum income protection, the loss of even a small portion of income can be devastating for borrowers already struggling to make ends meet. Why garnishment has been paused until now. The pause on wage garnishment began during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the federal government suspended student loan payments and collections to provide financial relief. Even after regular loan payments resumed, forced collection measures such as wage garnishment remained on hold. This extended pause was intended to prevent borrowers from being pushed into financial hardship while the economy recovered. However, it also resulted in a growing number of loans remaining in default without active enforcement. Over time, policymakers began signaling that these collection tools would eventually return, setting the stage for a possible restart in 2026. Why 2026 is a critical year for borrowers. The year 2026 represents a potential turning point. By then, most temporary relief measures are expected to have expired, and the government may move forward with enforcing collections on long-defaulted loans. For borrowers who have not taken steps to resolve their default status, wage garnishment could become a harsh reality. At the same time, political shifts, legal challenges, and administrative delays have made the timeline uncertain. Borrowers are caught between preparing for garnishment and hoping for another postponement. This uncertainty makes financial planning especially difficult for households already under pressure from rising costs of living. What happens if wage garnishment starts in 2026? If wage garnishment officially resumes in 2026, it will not happen without warning. Borrowers in default will receive a written notice informing them that garnishment is about to begin. This notice usually provides around 30 days to respond before any money is taken from a paycheck. During this window, borrowers have limited but important options. They can request a hearing, dispute the debt, or demonstrate financial hardship. They can also take steps to remove the loan from default by enrolling in rehabilitation or consolidation programs. If the borrower does nothing, the government will notify the employer, who is legally required to begin withholding wages. Once garnishment begins, the financial impact can be immediate. A reduced paycheck may force borrowers to make difficult choices, such as delaying rent payments, cutting back on food, or skipping medical care. For families living paycheck to paycheck, garnishment can quickly trigger a cycle of missed bills and increased financial instability. Long-term effects of wage garnishment. Wage garnishment is rarely a short-term issue. Unless the borrower successfully exits default, garnishment can continue for months or even years. During this time, the borrower's credit score remains damaged, limiting access to affordable loans, housing opportunities, and sometimes even employment prospects. In addition to wage garnishment, other collection methods may also be used. Federal tax refunds can be seized and applied to student loan debt, and in some cases, a portion of Social Security benefits can be withheld. These combined actions can significantly reduce a borrower's overall income and delay any chance of financial recovery. What it means if garnishment is delayed again. If wage garnishment is delayed again in 2026, borrowers will avoid immediate paycheck deductions, but the relief is temporary. A delay does not cancel the debt, erase default status, or eliminate the risk of future garnishment. For many borrowers, repeated delays create a sense of uncertainty and emotional exhaustion. Without a clear timeline, it becomes difficult to plan for the future. Some borrowers may postpone taking action, hoping for continued relief, only to be caught off guard if enforcement suddenly resumes. However, another delay could also be a valuable opportunity. Borrowers who use this time strategically can work toward resolving their default and avoiding garnishment altogether. The key difference lies in whether the delay is treated as a pause for preparation or as a reason to do nothing. How borrowers can get out of default. Borrowers in default do have paths out, even if garnishment is looming. Loan rehabilitation is one of the most common options. It typically involves making a series of agreed-upon monthly payments based on income. Once the rehabilitation period is completed, the loan is removed from default status and wage garnishment stops or never begins. Loan consolidation is another option. By combining defaulted loans into a new loan, borrowers can return to good standing more quickly. Income-driven repayment plans can also play a role by setting monthly payments at affordable levels, sometimes as low as $0 for borrowers with very low incomes. Taking action before garnishment starts is critical. Once wages are already being withheld, options still exist, but the process becomes more stressful and complicated. What borrowers should be doing right now. Regardless of what happens in 2026, borrowers should not wait for a final decision to take action. Checking loan status, confirming contact information, and understanding available repayment options can prevent sudden financial shock. Borrowers should carefully read any notices from loan servicers and respond promptly. Ignoring communication is one of the most common reasons garnishment begins unexpectedly. Even if another delay seems likely, preparing now can provide peace of mind and greater control over future outcomes. The bigger picture for student loan borrowers. The ongoing uncertainty around wage garnishment highlights deeper issues within the student loan system. Many borrowers enter default due to economic hardship, job loss, or rising living costs, not unwillingness to repay. Restarting garnishment without addressing these underlying issues risks pushing vulnerable borrowers further into financial distress. At the same time, repeated delays without clear solutions can leave borrowers stuck in limbo. A balanced approach that encourages repayment while offering realistic paths out of default may ultimately benefit both borrowers and the system as a whole. So what do you think? Will student loan wage garnishment actually start in 2026, or will it get delayed again? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helps you understand what might be coming and how it could affect your paycheck, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more clear, easy-to-understand updates on student loans and personal finance. Turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.